Before we get started, yes, I have a big bloody eyeball. It's not for Halloween, it's subconjunctival hemorrhage, I think. Google it. I've been sitting on this video for years. I was hoping that this particular saga would have a happy ending, but, well, eventually you'll see. It's gonna be a multi-parter. Hang on for the ride. Our cabin in the woods was built in the late 1960s. It's had various improvements over the years, which have left it with mismatched and wonky windows and doors. We have various designs of vinyl windows that are probably from the 90s or the aughts, and we have a few single pane wood framed windows which are definitely original, which means they're older than me, and it shows. We've got windows and doors that are installed just wrong. We've got others that have just seen better days. And none of them are doing us any favors in the winter. The windows in the kitchen are installed inside the logs, which means they're not part of any insulation barrier, and no amount of spray foam is going to stop these drafts. The best thing that can be said about these single pane wood frame windows is that they slow down the wind-driven snow. This window is completely frozen over on the inside. And purely based on the amount of light you can see through these door frames, you can guess how well they're performing. With 8-inch logs and no real framing upstairs, and between 8 and 12 inches of cinder block and framing and sheetrock downstairs, all of these openings are weird. Add to that the level challenged nature of this place, and you can see how installing replacements would be hard. Therefore, finding a professional to come out and update our windows and doors was next to impossible. I talked about it in the 2022 wrap-up video. We tried and tried to find people to come and do the work. Well, we had a budget. And then the email that I get tomorrow instead is, oh, well, we were actually not going to do your job. Gah! We're going to take the window budget and spend it on decks. I don't care. More than one company that I talked to over the phone said, what's that? 1968 log cabin? No thank you. We don't want your money. A few companies did send representatives out to the house. They showed me their fancy demos and took measurements and promised me a quote. All of the companies that promised me a quote instead emailed me the next day and said, you know what? We changed our mind. We don't want your money. Really?
If something's hard to do, then it's not worth doing.
I finally resorted to the big name companies that I always see advertised on TV and who fill up my mailbox with junk. I knew that they would be more expensive, but maybe they would at least consider doing the job. Andersen Windows was happy to come out, do their little demo, take measurements, and they gave me an actual on-the-spot quote for about $3,000 per window and $10,000 per door. What?
Help me, I'm poor.
No.
In the blissful pipe dreams in my head, I imagined getting all new windows and all new doors that all matched all at one time. But no, it quickly became clear that we would have to prioritize and just get what we could afford now. Most of the professionals I talked to said that while French doors are cool and chic, they are doomed to leak, and ours were definitely doing that. The Andersen guy said he could get me a sale on a sliding door for only $8,000. It took a couple of months for the door to show up, and as expected, the install was challenging. But the Andersen installer, to his credit, did a great job. During the install, we did confirm my suspicion that the floorboards of the house run underneath the logs. They are part of the structure of the house. So our long-standing to-do list item of getting the floors fixed was going to be another huge expensive boondoggle, but that's a problem for the future, because right now I have a huge hole in my living room, what needs filled with a sliding door. Part part of the insane purchase price of that Anderson sliding door was all of the interior and exterior trim. However, when we took off the trim of the existing door, we discovered that the logs were a mess. They're all uneven and nothing was level. Shocking, I know. There were different layers of old stain and caulk and little fluffy tufts of insulation sticking out all over. I just told the guy, do the bare minimum, leave the lumber, and I'll do the rest. The wood trim around the big picture windows on either side of the sliding door were also in really bad shape. There were decades of old stains from water leaks and that annoying mismatched caulk. I spent a long time looking at it trying to decide if I could sand it down and get it smooth and somehow stain it to match the existing logs. It just wasn't gonna happen. That's when Tammy came up with the idea of building something that would just cover all of the old stuff and match the new stuff. Good idea, Tammy. Basically, I would build completely fake window frames, covering and ignoring the existing ugly, wonky, stained frames and trim. We would have nice square window openings, even if they weren't real. The finished product is amazing. It looks a million times better. Now I just have to do the same treatment on a handful of windows and 2 more doors. But this is already a long video, so you're going to have to subscribe to see how those turn out. Spoiler alert, it's 2 years later, and I still don't know if the saga has a happy ending or not.